Alrighty, so here we are. I was checking over the Ducati and I noticed I was just a tad low on oil. It has approximately 5,500 miles since the last oil change. The interval is every 7,500 miles, and that's what I do. But they tend to eat a little bit of oil because they have that horizontal cylinder. They have one laid flat and one upright, so the bottom cylinder tends to eat a little bit of oil more than the upright one does, or vertical one does. So you check it and you just top it off. It's one of those things. And a plug out for the oil I use, which is the Motul 7100 15W50 full synthetic ester based oil. It's supposed to be the latest and greatest stuff. It's red and it works really well. And as you can see from the sight glass right here, okay, I'm between the two lines. Now the bike is on my front end stand and my rear stand, which means it has a slightly nose forward rake at the moment, which is why that line is not absolutely flat. But we are going to do a test. Since I'm here, I figured we will do a test. Someone said, no names are being mentioned here, but someone said some things about when you change your oil and checking oil levels and how it takes forever and a day for the oil to drain back down to the sump and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, like overnight even to get an accurate reading. And we're going to test it. We are going to test this. All right. I'm going to start the engine, let the engine come up to full temperature, possibly 190 degrees. In fact, I'm going to let the fan cycle once, and I'm going to shut it down and start a timer. And where is my phone? I don't know. But that will all be sped through on fast motion anyway. So I'll go get my phone while we're doing this, and then when I shut it down, we will start the timer, and we will see how long it takes for the oil to come back up to the level it is at now. You can see it's the forward edge of the line is almost exactly between the two marks, which is where you want it. I mean, I added maybe 3 ounces to the engine to get it up to where it should be. So it wasn't terribly out of spec. But to speed things up, why not just get her done? And yes, it's loud. I'm going to wander over here while that's running over there and go get my phone because I've got a stopwatch on it and I'll use that. All right, the big stopwatch is running. The engine got up to 217 degrees. And then I ran it at 4,000 to 5,000 RPM for a little while to get some oil up in the top of the engine. And now we're going to do this. I'll get away from the holding off the camera. Now we're going to watch to see how long it takes for the oil to come down and start getting filled up. Wait a minute. Hold on. What's this? It's already there. It's already done. The oil's already all back in the sump. What's going on with that? Let me turn off the stopwatch since it's already down there again. 48 seconds. Let's get this all recorded. 48 seconds, and I was a little delayed a bit there. Turn the stopwatch off. So around 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And all the oil is already back in the sump. And because it expands a little bit from the bubbles and frothing and stuff like that, it's over the top mark right now, which is fine though. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I mean, I can do this with it and rock it over a little bit. It's at the top mark though, which is where I want it. So, what's up with that oil not taking overnight to come back down into the sump? Someone care to explain this? Well, let me explain it. It's really rather simple. All right, turn the fan off there. Let the engine cook. This is really kind of simple. The manufacturers build engines, and they have a specific necessity for the oil to drain back down to the sump faster than it's needed to fill the sump. Sump is that area in the bottom of the oil pan. That's the sump. If it doesn't drain back fast enough to keep the sump full while you're, overnight, how's it going to do that when you're going down the road? That oil pump can pump 3.5 quarts of oil in about 20 seconds or less. It really pushes a lot of oil, which means wherever the oil is going up top, it needs to drain back as fast as that oil pump can push it up there. So they have really large, I'm talking this big around, oil drain back passages in the heads and the block to make sure it all comes down where it's supposed to. They don't mess around with that oil starvation because the oil's at the top of the engine thing. They make sure the oil comes down to that sump and recirculates faster than you can possibly imagine. Alrighty, and we are back. Now, as you can tell, the bike needs a bath. It's been raining and being crazy around here, but that's okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set a length um, standard for the bike, for the swing arm. Now, I'm going to bring it back and put it in exactly the same spot, exactly the same way. So instead of coming from the center of the swing arm here, which has goes around all the pedals and stuff like that, I will come from this pivot for the suspension. And I will go to the end here. I used to have a piece of, I need to make another one. I think I broke these. A piece of plexiglass wrapped around this to keep the grease from slinging up on the bottom of the bike whenever I move the chain. So we will check that distance. So I'll set this at 0 here, right on the outer edge. We'll use the outer edge because it's much sharper. Outer edge of that, and we'll go to here. And we have 566 millimeters. Okay, I'll do that one more time just to make sure. And it is 566 millimeters. 50 and 66. So that's the length. And then we look at the chain. So what you want to do is you have a certain limit on your chain slack. You want to make sure it's right. So right in the middle here, right underneath this neat little sign, go up and you come down. And that's actually a little tight. I don't know why it's tight. I need to loosen that up a little bit. That's a little bit tight. But I can tap the limiter here. Let me come up here. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little tight on the chain. Don't know why I'm chilling the chain. Why? So now we know how much size we have. Then pull out our handy dandy little temperature gauge I use on HVAC systems. This little beauty, $15. And I have a laser now. So let's laze here. That is 50. Let's go to Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit, please. Thank you. Okay, right now the swing arm is right by the exhaust is 122 degrees. Okay, and at the other end, it's 105 degrees. In the middle, it's 116 degrees. Okay, all that heat is coming off the exhaust in the engine right here. That's what heats up the front of the swing arm. So we will take it out for a ride, and we'll see how hot things get. It'll be a short ride. I need to really clean this thing up. It has not had the love it needs. So we had 122, 116, and 100. And that's all because of the exhaust. What happens when you get some airflow over the swing arm while you're riding? Does it cool it or does it make it warmer? Yeah. Oh yeah, the chain. Forgot about that. Right now the chain is 99 degrees. So we have 100, 100, 116, 122. Let me get on my riding gear and we'll go for a ride. Oh, Mr. Launcher, you've had yourself a weird day. Watch this, folks. Hey, boys, watch this. Alrighty, external mic here. Now, at the house it was 122, 116, and 100. So let's see what it is now. Okay, 145, 116, and 113. Okay, you can later set it back there. So that is the temperatures. Now we're going to do the measurement. Can you hold the camera right here? And this is my guy. He always works on things for me. We're going to do the measurement again. Don't show my face or the tag, please. So we got this point right here. We'll measure from there, oops, there to there, and the number is 566 millimeters. The swing arm did not get any larger. It did not get any longer. It's within 1 millimeter of where we started, folks. So I don't know. It's looking a little wonky there. Let's see how the chain's doing. Oh yeah, I got to do temperature on the chain. I forgot about that. Chain is 119, 120 degrees. And this is, again, 145 right by the exhaust. So yeah, it gets warm right here, but the length doesn't change. So that's debunked. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that.